President Bola Tinubu's visit to Benue State aimed to address the recent bloodletting incident where over 200 persons lost their lives. Now, the continuous crisis in the state has sparked widespread condemnation, with various groups and individuals calling for urgent action to address the spate of the wave of violence. Now, to speak on this, I'm joined by Benson Ijachi, is the chairman of the Accord Party of Benue State. Thank you for joining, Mr. Ijachi.
God bless you.
All right. I mean, you are part of the... Great. Now, you are part of the opposition in Benue State. You are the chairman of the Accord Party in Benue State. But before we even get into Mr. President's visit, right now, with the spate of violence that we've seen, the attacks that we have seen, in the state in recent times, I mean, from your perspective, what do you consider the root cause of the matter? Is it political?
Well, we are seeing a series of attacks in Benue State. First and foremost, let me greet viewers and greet the whole Nigerian, and also thank you for taking your time in this station. So for us to have here the view of the masses, we appreciate you. And also, your question is that why are there a series of attacks in Benue State? Yeah.
I think we are having a bit of connectivity issues there. Trying to, of course, connect with our guest is the chairman of the Accord Party in Benue State. Okay, I think we have you back, sir. Please go ahead.
So, well, I think the solution is that looking at it, we are supposed to propound what is even the real root of the problem before we start to propound the solution. So right now, it is the solution that the government is propounding without getting to the root of the matter. That's why it is expanding. If they get the real information, if they get the resource, they can tackle it.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, what do you think is the root of the matter? Because I also asked that what do you consider the root cause of this issue?
The root cause of this issue, we that are surrounded, is that there are a lot of places that people have taken over. They are dwelling there, they are living there, and even the government in the state is not aware because they are not getting the information from the grassroots and from the people that are concerned. We are all stakeholders. We live in the village. We have our people in the village. We have our structure in the village. And as it is the people that the government hear from them, that they listen to them. As I talk to you now, some villages have been taken over by these same people. As it is the time for farming, there's no farming going on. They have left the village. And as it is, there's no collective coalition of meeting with the governor himself. So that's, for me, that's the root of the issue. The root is that if we must diagnose anything, we must get the root of it and the sickness. A doctor cannot diagnose without first testing what is the real thing.
All right.
If I look at it.
Okay. So if I got you correctly, sir, you said that the root, part of the root of the issue is that some people are living in certain areas in the state that the government is not aware, and maybe they shouldn't be staying there. More like settlers who maybe are beginning to overstep their boundaries. If I got you correctly with your analysis there, how did that happen? How did it get to that point where, I mean, people move into areas, regions, people reset, people migrate. I mean, but how has that become an issue now?
The issue here is that it's not just people, headers. Like I have my local government. I come from Zone C, the local government to be precise. And as it is, there's a village that have been taken over by headers that they are living there. They are doing all the village is out. Over 2 months, they are settling there. Nothing's happening to them. Even when we report, no action is taken. So that's why I'm saying that the real matter is getting to the root of the matter. The people there, they are not just people moving. They are headers that came there, tried the whole village, and settled there. The villagers don't go there. And if you dare go there, they kill you. And in places like Otobi and Otupu, people don't go to farm again. If you go to farm and you are alone, they'll kill you. There are so many of such people. And the truth is that people that knows about stakeholders and should be community leaders, should be political leaders, should be the people that have the ear of the government. Governance is not about parties, it's about the people.
Mm-hmm.
So
all right.
If you leave everything to your party, you can't get it.
Okay, I would definitely come back to you after we return from this break. We'll go on a quick break, and then we'll look at what the Tortif, that's the paramount traditional ruler, did say during the president's visit as regards, the core of this attack and what you make of what, the paramount ruler, traditional ruler did say. Do stay with us. We'll be right back after now. Many thanks for staying with us. It's still Politics HQ on News Central Television, and we're looking at the aftermath of the president's visit to Benue State, and of course the attacks that happened there. I have my guest with me. I still have the chairman of the Accord Party Benue State, that's Mr. Benson Ijachi. He joins virtually from Benue. And also joining this conversation right now is Zari Yusuf. He's a public affairs analyst. He also joins virtually. Well, let me direct my question to you, Mr. Yusuf. I remember that before the president's visit, if I recall correctly, we had conversation around expectations and maybe the matters on ground and what we expect that the visit of Mr. President would bring about. I want to believe, have been following suit. Mr. President has been there. He made some, commitments and pronouncement, and people are expectant. But for you, how much of an impact do you think Mr. President's visit to Benue State, is having?
I would say that his visit to Benue, I will particularly pick a statement he made. Not so much have people been talking about it. There was a point in time, I think he made light of a certain issue saying, give me ranches. And then he went further to make a joke out of it saying, we will share the profit. And you could see, that weak governor blushing like a girl that has just been told for the first time, you look beautiful. And that was quite unfortunate. And if you'd ask me, I think that undermined everything he went there to do.
You said the governor, sorry, you referred to the governor as a weak governor.
Oh yeah, I did. I do so. The reason is because the people that have been killed, the survivors of that massacre will tell you they killed this number of people, they maimed this number of people, they burnt to ashes this number of people. Yet he went on TV and lied that only 59 people were killed, or 56. Why would you do that? Why should you, as an executive of a particular state, be holding brief on behalf of the people making evil against your own people? You see, 200 people, it's not child's play. It's not somebody didn't spray a room and then 200 insects died. People were wasted. People were burnt to ashes. A group of people took their time to massacre a community. They have been on it for more than a decade. And then all of a sudden, you are beginning to give all kinds of rationalization, and the people that did the attack, and they are Fulani, they are not the ones carrying the kettle. They are foreigners, they are not the local ones. Why are you holding grief for them? Just actually, let me digress a little and let me try to do an analogy. It's more or less a case of a habitual rapist, taking advantage of women, and then all of a sudden somebody wakes up and says, you see, the best thing we will do is we will get more condoms and we will build a brothel, and then the raping will stop. So the behavior of the governor and the comment the president was making, especially with regards to ranching, simply means at the core of their thinking, regardless of how many people are being killed, regardless of the fact that it's a genocide, what they are focused on doing is to appease the killers. And I think that's quite unfortunate, because when you keep talking to people about reconciling, you keep talking about give me ranches, or give me a place to build a ranch, we will share the profit and all of that. The people carrying out this massacre, these Islamist militia, are doing so because they want the people to concede their heritage to them. Why should a president come after a genocide and tell the people, give them this? He has gone back to the same rhetoric, the same position, the same narrative General Muhammadu Buhari kept doing. In the case of General Muhammadu Buhari, we would assume because he's a Fulani man, he's a Muslim from the north, and then he is a patron of Miyetti Allah, a group that I strongly believe should have been proscribed long before now. But then, I mean, what's President Bola Tinubu's interest in that? And so that's why I will tell you, I believe it's the policy of the APC, unfortunately. All right.
Let me leave you for a moment, Yusuf, and go back to Mr. Ijachi. I mean, when the president came, the paramount traditional ruler, Tortiv, sort of gave a bird's eye view. No, not more of a bird's eye view, an in-depth view of what might be the root cause of this matter. He said it's beyond herders, farmers, and that it's a well-planned, this is me using his words loosely, a genocidal agenda beyond what, we think of it as a mere clash. And he also went on to say that it has some sort of political coating, whereas some individuals, some, politicians, he inferred that they might be benefiting or even stalking what we are seeing in Benue State. I'm coming to you on this, Benson. I mean, what do you make of these strong and weighty allegations by the traditional ruler?
Very much. My giving about what the traditional ruler said is that when you are trying to propose a solution, you must be fully informed. And it's brought to all this information I talked about. If you watch, we politicians for long, we have been saying this. Governance is not about one political party. It's about all inclusive. And also to get the solution, in approaching the solution line, it has to be the conversations of the leadership and also the people that you govern. And it is that you will get the real information. Just like as he said, maybe based on information that he hears, that some politicians are benefiting from this. I tell you, we are all human. We are all from that state. There's no politician that will benefit from what is really happening in Benue. Even as I talk to you now, we're all mourning. If you watch me, I wear my black coat. I'm still mourning for the people that died. In my local government, in my zone, we talk about the water. But in Zone C, where I came from, in places like a local government and Agatu local government, there are more killings that are going on there that is even more than what we are seeing. If not because that the press report part of it, like my brother just said, they really report that we heard, it is what we see that we are hearing, and even the governor say what he had. Because the real people that would have telling these things are even other parties. His party won't tell him the real truth. They will tell him what he wants to hear. If you want to get the truth, let me call all the other opposition parties in the state to listen to them, because we are people, we are also people that are affected by this thing. And it is when you gather this information that you will be able to propose the solution. On that, I think what the Tortivi is saying is based on even the complaint that the governor himself made to him, because he's also a father. I think that is it. And as I teach now, let it not be one-way information. The truth is that when you call all the traditional rulers, call all the party rulers, call all the community leaders, call all the religious leaders, because we are all involved in this. When it happens...
that's part of... I'm sorry to interrupt you. That was part of the recommendation of the president when he came. He said a committee should be set up of state eldersmen, former governors, more or less stakeholders within the states to be able to forge some sort of solution, even though the word reconciliation did come up in that particular conversation. So do you think reconciliation alone would go a long way in resolving this issue?
Resolving this issue, but except being objective. If it's being objective, the objective here is that it's not a reconciliation about only one political party. Let it be that it's the whole people. and all the states. And when we talk about reconciliation, what are you even reconciling when you don't know the main thing? I don't think we are at war. It is just that the people, the enemy of Benue, is fighting and killing everybody. And we have a governor that we are looking onto. That's why we are now pained, even as other political parties. If you want this solution to be done, the problem is simple. Call all the stakeholders outside your political party affiliation. Call all the political leaders, call all the community leaders, call all the religious leaders that are really the people in the village that knows the pain. Then sit down and dialogue and speak to yourself the truth. It is from there he will get the real message. If it is somebody that is working in his office that is giving him message, he might not give it all because it's not everywhere that he can.
Mr. Ijachi, just quickly, before we go on this break, the next break, I just want to ask you, as an opposition in the state, how would you say Governor Alia is running Benue State? I mean, would you say that so far, particularly in the handling of security matters, maybe the economy, he has the state in firm grip?
Well, the handling of the security, security is not one man's job alone. For the governor to have grip on the security and to create a solution, that's what I'm talking about. He needs everybody inclusive, and which this has not been done yet. Because I don't think there's anywhere that we have interaction with him as opposition party chairman to discuss this issue. We only discuss it at our own level. There are several times I've condemned this. Every other party has condemned this. Even the coalition of all political parties in Benue State have condemned this. But in condemning this, there's no way we are giving attention to have been called. What are we condemning? How do we serve it? You are a stakeholder. You are part of it. To me, the handling of the security has been solely his affair and his party. So he has not involved the other political party. So how can you get involved in what you don't know? And it is happening really.
All right.
I think the government have to be addressed.
All right. At this point,
we can only appraise what we are.
Okay. At this point, we'll go on a quick break. When we return, we'll be, of course, getting Yusuf's opinion on the statements by the Tortiv and also some of the resolutions reached after Mr. President's visit. Do stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you for staying with us. It's still Politics HQ on News Central Television. I still have my guest with me. Benson Ijachi is the chairman of our Accord Party in Benue State. He joins virtually, and also Zari Yusuf is, of course, a guest with me this evening. Gentlemen, thank you for staying with me. Now, let me come back to you, Yusuf. Quickly, before we look at this issue also from another perspective, this time even a developing story. What the Tortiv said is that this crisis is genocidal in nature with an agenda. I've had people say on this program that looking at the root cause of the crisis goes beyond just farmers' headers. It also has something to do with settlers, who migrated to the area and in a way are beginning to overstep their bounds. So I'm putting this to you because you represent a group that has a middle belt scope. It covers the entire middle belt. I mean, can you just quickly give us an understanding of what might be the root cause of this and the resolution being put forward as regards the area of ranching, which you've talked about, but particularly reconciliation? Will this help in any way? Is that what the people of Benue, for instance, want?
First of all, starting from the last question, I will say no, that is not what the people of Benue want. That is not what the people of the Middle Belt want. That is not right. That is an ungodly step to take. And the reason for that will stem from, what I would say to you as the cause of the problem. The clash between herders and farmers or, boundaries between communities is not exactly new to any place. Even neighbors who live in urban centers, there are innovations and all of that. Somebody trying to either extend his wall and all of, so we understand that. But like I said, for about a decade or more, there is something else that has come up. And this has nothing to do with whether it's rainy season or dry season. And this time around, we are not dealing with people in the sense of a clash, where somebody would say, no, it wasn't my cows, it was the cows of the other person, no, it's not my farm, and blah, blah, blah. It's not the case we are dealing with. We're dealing with a network of a sophisticated Islamist group, well-armed, I mean, sometime in southern Kaduna, I can't really remember the name of the weapon. Sometime in southern Kaduna, they used this. I think it was very commonly used during the Second World War, that blares out flames. They used that to burn down houses. And I think at that time, it was southern Kaduna that was at the peak of these killings, where almost every day they took out tens of people. You know, so the cause of it is not farmer-herder. It's not a clash. I can tell you that for the past 10 years, or more, all of the mass graves in the Middle Belt are filled with Christian indigents of that area. You don't find mass graves of Fulani people because we don't know of any particular group that has a militia or any particular group that attacks any community where there are Muslims or any community where there are Fulanis and kills maybe 20, 30, 50, take away women and rape them, burn down people, and make any demand. Nobody does that. The only category of people we've had are these Islamists. And the manner of their attack, the toll of the casualty is not something you can dismiss as,
Yusuf, are you there? We seem to have a bit of connectivity issues with you, if you can hear me. Okay, I think we have a bit of connectivity issues there trying to... Okay, I think it's back. Yusuf.
And the war going on in any of those wars that has claimed 200 lives. But the... Sorry?
We lost you for a moment.
I missed something?
Yes, we lost you for a moment. I wanted you to land. We lost you. Yeah. Please continue.
Okay. Sorry about that. Yes. So I said we do not have mass graves of Fulani in the Middle Belt. It is only the mass graves of the Middle Beltans. We do not have Fulani women in rehab centers. We don't have them in trauma healing centers because they have been raped either by Birom or Baju or Ti or Jukun. No. The victims have always been the peoples of the Middle Belt. And the people coming in are trained fighters, well armed.
So what do you, quickly,
why we believe it is not farmer-herder clash.
Yeah, quickly, Yusuf. I mean, you've given some sort of comprehensive perspective to this, but what do you consider a lasting solution? Maybe mid-term and then long-term solution, quickly.
Well, in the immediate, the first thing the government must do is to proscribe Miyetti Allah as a terrorist group. This group has been notorious for claiming responsibility for massacres in
you said the first thing is for the government to proscribe the Miyetti Allah as a terrorist group, but they are just a civil group of cattle rearers. Why would you say they should be proscribed a terrorist group?
I will tell you why I say so. I say so because, for instance, what just happened in Benue is a genocidal attack. Okay? The president went there and he's talking about ranching, and he left saying there should be a reconciliation. The people of Benue, assuming the reconciliation goes on, the people of Benue, the survivors of this attack, will be on one end of the table. Who do you think will be on the other end of the table, as it has always been in every part of the Middle Belt? It is Miyetti Allah. They are the ones looking for ranches. They are the ones looking for Ruga. They are the ones looking for people's lands. But at the same time, they claim they are not behind the people or the Islamists that are massacring people across the Middle Belt. And that's why I said they must be proscribed. They have taken responsibility for attacks across the Middle Belt at some point under Buhari's regime. So that is one of the reasons why I said they should be proscribed, because each time there is a massacre, when you call for a reconciliation, the assumption is that you are reconciling the people that have been killed with those that attacked and killed them. And it is always Miyetti Allah that is on the other end of the table. So they can't continue making a fool of us simply because the government happens to be sympathetic to their cause, which is terrorists. And then the other thing is that there must be a ban on open grazing, because open grazing has turned out to be the simple and the easiest way they move their weapons and their killers. That basically is it.
All right, thank you. Actually. All right, Yusuf, thank you so much. Just quickly, before I let Mr. Ijachi go, quickly, what would be your advice as an opposition in the state to the current administration and, as an opposition to the people of Benue? 30 seconds, sir.
My advice is Okay, my advice is simple. My advice to the governor and to the people of Benue State is that they should also, that is their governor, to call on all stakeholders together, let them dialogue and let them know the route happening, and let him also listen to them. When he listens to them, he will get the right solution to this problem. I think that's my advice to him. He should do all inclusive governance, which is void of political party. He's the governor of everybody in Benue State, not only the governor of APC. That's why we are saying, my own advice to him and to the whole of Benue State, Benue State will be happy if this problem is solved, because they are the victim. Just as my brother said, that they are the receiving part. The governor has the power. Let him also be in the center to be that he listens to all the people, so that the whole thing will be solved.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Benson Ijachi is the chairman of Accord Party in Benue State.